What is up, dudes and dudettes? It's your boy bblakeypoo here. We got something a little different for you today. This is a story time slash cautionary tale slash toy review, I guess. So, these right here, the Ninja Turtles. Look at that artwork. The boxes that go together. Isn't that so cool? That is cool. So, I finally was able. I bought a house, so I had a place to display things. And that's what really got me to go all in on the figures. These right here. I was obsessed with the Ninja Turtles as a kid. I saw these figures announced for Comic-Con in 2018, I believe. And I just, I would have loved to have them, but I knew I never would because I'm nowhere near San Diego Comic-Con. I didn't have the money at the time. But things have fallen in line to where I can start collecting again. So I pulled the trigger on these. I was happy to find, I went online and I found them on eBay. And I was happy to find that there were a re-release to GameStop and other retailers that I had missed out on. But I was able to find these on eBay. So I bought two sets. I was going to give a set to a buddy as a gift and keep one for myself. And I got them in and I was so ecstatic. They looked great. I loved them. Actually, let's have a look at them here. Here is the Leonardo. We're just going to have a quick look at it. I mean, it's a beautiful figure, right? If you love Ninja Turtles. And the Raph. Oh yeah. Looks big, he looks mean. He's the aggressive turtle. He's rude but cool. Look at that. I was so happy when I got these. I found them for an affordable price, what I found. Oh, look at I was so excited when I got these. It kicked off going all in on collecting figures. Were these right here. Now, the reason I bring these up just real quick, you can see them here in the background with their respective portrait. Man, I love these. I went out, started hunting down the Toon line because I loved the cartoon as a kid. The movie these are from is a masterpiece. You cannot convince me otherwise. But you eagle-eyed collectors will have noticed, or even those of you that just have been around a little longer than I have, and some of you that are probably clicking on this video, because this is a cautionary tale to new collectors. Do not make the mistake that I did. I jumped into this with no research. I just saw what I wanted, knew that I had space and money for it, and I got these. And when I got them, I was so happy. But it kicked off collecting. So I started researching the other lines, how long this line's been going. What am I going to find on the shelves right now? And what do I need to buy on eBay? And I found out something a little alarming, which made me dig into YouTube videos and all that on, were these real? Are these actual NECA products? And I searched everywhere. I watched videos looking for how to tell between knockoffs and bootlegs. And the one big thing everyone had was there's a point of articulation behind the shell. And the knockoffs do not have that. See how the shell moves a little bit there? That's all I could find. So I thought I was good. But lo and behold, no, these are not official products. I found the official product out in the wild because of the hunting. And so side by side, I mean, you saw the thumbnail. They look way different. So let's pull these off the screen. I'm going to show you the differences after we go through the packaging. So this was what first set me off. These boxes from the side, they look great. On the back, they've got everything they're supposed to have. They've got the photos, all that. And then, whoa, what's this? Why is he wearing a sheet of plastic on him? That was the first thing that threw me off. Everything else looked all right. What's that? Leo has a sheet on him too. Oh, Mikey has a plastic sheet too. Oh, and he's missing the GameStop logo, which that's not necessarily a tell because they were sold on the NECA store as well, I believe. And then Raph, boom, the sheet. I came to find out why they put those in there, and we'll get to that in a moment. Everything else looks somewhat official. It sold me for a while until I found these. Now, these are the ones that are currently available in retail, and they are 2-packs, so the packaging is going to be a little bit different. But there are a few things that are the same, even in the single figure packaging. You'll notice a distinct lack of that plastic sheet because the officials have nothing to hide. There's no shoddy paint job, shoddy joints, nothing like that. So that's the Leo and Donatello. And then you'll find these as well. Michelangelo, Raphael. The other stuff's pretty similar. They use the same photos and all that on the knockoffs, but they will hide their shoddy applications behind that pink sheet. These I bought at Walmart. I've got the receipt tucked in right here as proof of the authenticity. So that's the packaging. Let's compare the turtles. All right, so sorry I'm not super steady here. I'm going handheld for this. Very lo-fi one-man operation here. Here are the two Leonardos. We'll look at them up close here in a second. But let's see, can you tell which is the authentic and which is not? And of course, we have Raphael, the rude but cool turtle. Can you tell which is official and which is a knockoff? Can you tell which one's the real party dude? And what about our boy Donnie, the one who does machines? Which one's real? Okay, so we have our Leonardos here, and I'm going to show you what to look for to make sure yours are real. They're going to be glaringly obvious once I point them out, but also I want to take this moment real quick to tell you how you can protect yourself from this. You can go to actionfigures411.com. They cover a lot of the major lines, pretty much all the major lines, and then plus a bunch that I don't even know of. Not just Turtles, you got your Marvel, Star Wars, all the Hasbro, the Transform, you got all kinds of checklists on there, but they note on, you can find out what figures are going for, like market value, say they're not retail anymore. And they also show which ones have no knockoffs, which the 1990s Ninja Turtles do have. And I was unaware of it. You can also join Facebook groups. I've joined a couple of Facebook groups that are specific to these turtles. You can find Instagram accounts, all kinds of things, all kinds of resources, to check the authenticity, check buyers, things like that. In the Facebook groups, I've had a lot of luck finding stuff that I can't find in stores. I've been able to get off other collectors at very reasonable prices, sometimes retail plus shipping, which is awesome. So if you couldn't guess, this one is the authentic. Now, the thing that really stands out once I knew it are the lips. One of these guys has very yellow mouth. This one here. See that? You can see the head sculpts are different as well. He looks more like the movie. Whereas, I don't know, he kind of looks like a frog. Also, the application of the spots. These were just quick and shoddy. Just little sprays. These blend in. The bandanas. They of a different color. You can see the fake one looks sweaty. It's got a sheen to it that the others do not. The shell, you can see it especially on the front there, on the carapace. It just looks wet. See his legs are very loose. The joints in the knockoffs tend to be very loose, whereas these they've got some resistance to them. You can pose them a lot better. Another thing, and this is between all the turtles, because they have I'm pretty sure they use the same, if not similar, skull bodies for all of them. But with the OG ones, with the good ones, you can put their arms down to their sides. If you look closely, you can see the difference in the shoulders. The knockoffs are like rolled forward a bit, and it's more prominent in other turtles, but you can't really get their arms down to their sides. So you gotta like turn it in all weird ways and stuff. And then there was that the joint in the back here that I thought I had. Oop, sorry, Leo. The light's not that great. Come on, lights, you're letting me down. But you can see there is a lot more movement on this one. So they tried to get it in there. They tried to make it look like it, and the paint applications are all different. You can see, and this fell off. It won't secure to his shell. You can see it's splitting open. This one is fastened as it should be. And with the accessories, it seems, for the most part, it's just color variations and the size is off just a little bit. Oh, let's get it into shot. Color variations and size. So let's move on to Raph. It's going to stand out to you now. Which one is the real one? Well, probably the one that doesn't have yellow lips. This one, the paint app was a little better on the carapace. They actually went darker than the real one. But there are other little things that it's on every one of the turtles that stand out on knockoffs. I'll show you on this because there's one little detail with him that's especially noticeable once you know what you're looking for. Look at the detail on the shell versus, we got the glossy, just the paint application's not the same. And then you have the big difference right there. But another thing, and it's going to be hard to get this on camera, but everything was off just a little bit. I'm going to zoom in here, see if we can get detail. His weapon storage for his sai, it's really tight. It barely fits in there on the knockoff. And we can see the shoddy like spots and blending versus the real one. The head sculpts are different. And the weapon storage. This was made to actually hold. You can see that that's made to get down in there. And while we're zoomed in here, you see like the little silver application, like where there would be buttons on his belt and stuff. See, they're very precise. We pull the knockoff up, and they're a little messy. They've just been dabbed on there. That's more prevalent in some of the other ones, but it's definitely a problem with all of them. So let's move on to the party dude, Mikey. Can you tell? Can you tell which is which? I mean, I'm putting them on the same side each time, so it's really easy to guess. But look at the yellow lips. He's kind of missing a tooth there. The head sculpt on this one, this is where they got the closest. They got closest, but they've got the messy application. He looks sweaty. His lips are yellow. Shiny carapace. Shiny shell. And just see, you can see here on Mikey, the paint apps of that silver. The silver for his belt is just way messier than the official. I'm going to zoom it in a little. So it's just messier overall. The joints are loose. And again, you couldn't see one thing that threw me off too is on the box art for Mikey. Let me grab that real quick. On the box art for Mikey, you see him doing that pose. Now with the knockoff, you can't get him into that pose. His arms will not go that way, and the weapon is not long enough. Whereas the official one, you can. And you'll have to check my Instagram, which is at bblakeypoo. I have a little short animation where you see him holding that pose with his other brothers. But let's move on to Donnie. This is my favorite turtle. His head sculpt is way different. And this is the only one where I switched it over. The knockoff's on the left. But his head sculpt is noticeably different. The lip, his lips are yellow, just like all the other ones. He's not as sweaty, but he is. He is a sweaty turtle. See that sheen on him? And again, the messy applications on the silver accents. We'll zoom in on these as well. So this is the knockoff. You can see those spots are all just put on there. They're just very prominent. Just hit with little air gun. The silver, not so bad there, actually, you might say. One might say, until compared to the official. But there's that glaring lip, and the articulation is just not there. They make it look like it's there, but it isn't. And then we have the official Donnie. All the paint applications blended well. The spots aren't just spots. They look like actual, patches on the skin. He doesn't look sweaty. These are even better applied. It's not just a dot. It goes around the braids. Goes around the rope or the string or whatever. Just overall, way better. Way, way better. Oops, wrong way. So, let's get them all side by side again. Just like in the opening shot. Man, now I gotta track them all down because I've got this thing where I put them in order. In the order that I feel like they're in, like the official order. And the thing is the knockoffs, I kept doubting it until I finally found real ones. And that's where the story doesn't quite come to an end because once I realized that I had been ripped off, because I paid a fair price for real turtles. And once I found out these were not real, you can imagine I wasn't happy. So I went back to eBay. The seller says no refunds, no returns, all that stuff. So what I did is I took photos of the turtles side by side, the real ones next to the knockoffs. Took photos of those and photos of the packaging and sent it in because their listing claimed these were real. These were official. They are not, obviously. And that's what I said. I said, hey, I paid for real ones. Your the listing and the photos depicted, official NECA products. These are obviously not. I did not pay for bootlegs. And they immediately accepted the return. Actually, once I'm done recording, these are getting boxed back up and sent back to that buyer. I'm getting my refund. So there is recourse, because on these websites, these seller websites, if they're claiming that they're selling you the official product and it is not official, you can take recourse. It doesn't matter if they don't accept returns or anything like that. You didn't get what you paid for. They advertised something else. So there is recourse. Take that action. I'm getting my money back. I can't be happier, because now I get to go buy more of these bad boys, because the cartoon line is huge. And I'm going to be doing a lot more unboxings on that, because I've got quite a few boxes just sitting over there waiting to be opened. But I want to do it on here because, not everyone can buy them, but you can still enjoy looking at them. And maybe you're trying to decide if you want to buy them, because some of them are better than others. I'm just going to say. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this, hopefully you don't make the same mistake I did, and you end up and you get authentic figures, and you don't have to take the recourse. But if you did make my new collector mistake, just know that if you were duped, you can get your money back, and you should definitely try for it. If not, report the seller. In fact, once I get my money back, I'm going to report the seller anyway, because I don't like the idea of people buying these and thinking they're real like I did, only to later find out you'd been duped, you wasted your money. These I've seen the pricing for these actual ones on websites like AliExpress, and they're like $4 plus shipping or something like that. So don't get got. Check your Facebook groups. Go to Action Figures 411. Be on the lookout for knockoffs, because they are out there. Not all collectors, or not all resellers or online sellers are honest. Call out the ones that are not, and hopefully, I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. Call out the ones that are not, and enjoy collecting, because this lit up a fire. These, but I was hoping to get these, but these are the reason why this channel exists right now. So if you made it this far, man, give me a like, a subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. A lot of people do. We're new, we're growing. I'm loving doing this. It's a way for me to share this with people, because I don't know about you, but I don't know a lot of toy collectors personally. So this is how I share the joy of the hunt and the collection. And really having trouble ending this. New collectors, don't make my mistake. Look it up. It's easy to look up, and buy from people you know. And if you're on groups and you're using third party like money apps or whatever, use the ones that have buyer protections, like PayPal. If you don't know the person, goods and service, it's worth that 3% fee just to know that you're not going to get ripped off. Because usually if a deal's too good to be true, it is. Anyway, like and subscribe. I got a hunt video coming for you real soon. And thank you for watching.